in the crib with the boy. It's a war going on outside. You in the crib with the boy outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So when the horn outside, I catch you break when they drawn outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. This Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib with the boy outside. I get it on outside. That's a definite. Cannonball, wrecking shit. Excellent. Rhyme rocket behind me like the president. I remain strong. King Kong with the prevalence. I show you exactly what we do. That's how I represent. Hardcore, heaven sent. Chain on, hella bent. Throwing all black when they spot me like the leopard print. Oh, I got the braids in. Shades on, made men. Cause we put in work to start the earth until it change in. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. You rock solid, but we about to leave the sword, the stone. Nigga, we warriors. Hardcore, track with the pride. The legend. The Hebrew speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talk to super heavy, nigga, that's a surprise. With all scripture, street talk, working, killing the kind, nigga, we blazing, ripping the mic with all facts, doing the dollars to the next, cracking the pavement. U.P.K, out of one West Harlem, nigga. We spring forward and they falling like it's Harlem, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in the mud. If you ain't feeling this, you call them thug and that's real. Oh, I get it, can't tie, or they not of a kind. I get the order that is handle kind, not the one kind. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm finna stop and recline. Anybody that come against us, they should probably resign. It's a war going on outside, I'm in the safe from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ says, sell out your garments to get a sword now. I'ma go and sell out these photos to get a full pound. Damn sure they started the war, but I'm an idiot, cause the spiritual war could turn carnal any minute. I remember riding back in the days, window was tinted, but Salaki, I'm done with that carnal shit, I repented. And they bomb-proof the booth every time I'm about to go win it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth, and I'ma defend it. And I get my second witness as soon as these niggas get winded. There's a war going on outside. There's a war going on outside. You in the crib with the boy outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So when the horn outside, I'm catching breath when they drawn outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib but the boy outside. I get it on outside. Nobody's safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up in my fallout gear. 762 flip your fucking car out here. No burner, I still break the jar out here. No fear, if you scared, get a motherfucking pick. Or sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you in the verse what I give you in the clips. It's 32 rounds of fire, never quit. A lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? You hang around these clowns, get out the circus. If you cross that line, then you get lit up. The worst is all black hearses, painted with black dirt. Yeah, docs on site with medics and mad nurses. Leave us out your verses. You don't want that counter war, ready for that bullshit. Kinda like a matador. Get this kind of focus, you gon' need some Adderall. Something just to lock you in behind them padded walls. They say I got some screws loose, and that's true too. Don't let me let them wolves through like it's a full moon. It's like I transform the booth to a war room. Come up with a strategy, maximizing your calories. Courage of King David, battling like a Maccabee. Find out who think that nigga fall to him casually. Then proceed to bar his life away rapidly. Take a knee for your majesty, take it to hate it savagely. I try leaving rap alone, but I guess that this happened to keep you grounded like gravity. In the field, but it's damage. Horror, I see calamity. Starting up for my family. Mumble rappers be mad at me. Fuck them up in they faculty. They words sweet, sit in they mouth and causing cavities. Yeah, it's so cool. None of you suckers worry. War going on outside. You in the crib with the boy outside. I get it on outside. From the dusk to the dawn outside. So when the morning outside, I'm catching breath when they drawn outside. Cause it's a war outside. My sword drawn outside. Cause that's Excalibur, you better be all outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib but the boy outside. I get it on outside. One West. I.S.U.P.K. All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatham to brothers, Yahweh Shemal, Alathan by Hashem, Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. And this is the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And today is San Antonio's Tuesday Brotherhood class, right? And today's Brotherhood topic is a strong man in the truth. Is also a strong leader in his community, right? Right, is a strong leader in his community. None of those effeminate brothers like in the Christian church. Not letting this woman rule over him like in the Christian church, or like the world may show you, right? But it's a strong man in the community, in his household, and in the truth, and right. So and the strength and dominance and the reputation of the Most High is a black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, right? It's not these other nations that the Most High put his name on, that the Most High put his reputation on. It is a black man, right? It is a black man and a Hispanic man, a Native American man. And it's always been like that since the beginning, and it's like that now, and it's going to be like that in the future in the kingdom. Nobody else is going to be ruling for the Lord, right? Except Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. That's the only ones that's going to be ruling for the Lord, right? And here in the I.S.U.P.K, they teach us how to be. Commander General Yohana teaches us how to be strong black men, not effeminate, not weak, not letting the black woman rule over him and tell him what to do. He rules over the black woman and his kids, right? He dictates those laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave to him to give to the nation of Israel, right? I'm going to show you that, right? So we're going to jump right into it. This is Genesis 1:26, right? Come on, man. This is Genesis 1:26, and it says, "And God said, let us make man in our image," right? After our likeness. So he said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, right? And that right there, that word God in Hebrew is Elohim, right? Meaning powers, right? I mean, literally powers, referring to the angels, right? And Christ as making men in their image, not woman, making man in their image, right? And it says, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea. Right, so the man has dominion over the animals too, right? Over the fish in the sea, over the fowl of the air. That's the birds, right? Over the fowls of the air. So the black man has the Black, Hispanic, and Native American man has dominion over that. We have rulership over that, right? And over the cattle and over all the earth. Over the cattle, you feel me? That's the food that we eat. We have dominion over that, and then it says all of the earth. That's the ants, right? The beetles. We have dominion over all those things. Roaches, scorpions, all the little creatures, all the greens on the earth. We have dominion over all that things, because it wouldn't be able to grow, right? If a man didn't plow it, right? And it says, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. And that's all the insects. We have dominion over all that thing right there, right? And the Most High made the man, the black man, in Adam's image, right? So he made Adam, and he made the man. He made Adam as in the image of the Most High. That's why he dealt with them. That's why he dealt with Adam first, right? He dealt with Adam. And he gave Adam the power, then the authority, and the dominion over all the animals. Even Eve, his wife, he gave dominion over Eve too. That's what the Most High gave Adam. That's how you be that he made Adam to be dominion over everything. And Adam was Israel before Israel, right? He was the chosen seed before Israel.
He was the one that the Most High dealt with first, right? Right? I'm gonna read that one time. And it said, and God said, let us make man in our image. So man is made in the image of God. And when I say man, I mean Black, Hispanic, and Native American men. I don't mean all men. They made in the image of the Elohim, of the powers, of the authorities, right? So if we made in that image, of course we're going to rule in that image also, right? And it said, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, right? We're supposed to have dominion over the fish in the sea. That means we can eat that. We can eat that thing there. Not anything that's unlawful, but the lawful fish in the sea, we can eat that, right? And it says over the fowl of the air. That means the eagles, the hawks, the condors, you know what I mean? The buzzards, we have dominion over all those things too. The bats, what the Asian people eat, we have dominion over that, right? And it says over all the cattle. That's your lambs, that's your cat, your cows. We have dominion over that thing there, right? And it says over all the earth. So we have dominion over all the earth and all the people in it, right? We have dominion over that thing there. We are the salt of the earth. We are the rulers of the earth, right? There's nobody better than us. Hold on, give me 1 second. We're gonna get this out of Deuteronomy 7:6. Right, this is Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, "For thou art an holy people," right? Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, you are a holy people. Holy coming from the Hebrew word kodash, meaning separate, right? So you are a separate people, right? So you don't belong with everybody else because you're supposed to be separate. You know what I mean? So if you have a stack of books, you say, wait, keep that separate, right? So you want that to be different from the rest of the books. You don't want that to be with the rest of the books. You want that book to be separate. Why? Because you're going to use that book for something, really, right? So it said, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God," right? So you are separate people to the Most High. The Most High kept you separate from everybody else for a specific reason, right? And it says, "And the Lord thy God has chosen thee." So the Most High chose you, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. He didn't choose nobody else on this planet not to rule or anything. He chose you, Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. That's why he gave you the best, the greatest thing on this planet, which is this Bible. That's what he gave you. He gave you the Bible. Nobody else. He gave you the Bible so you can keep your records, right? Your holidays, your laws and statutes and commandments to keep, right? He didn't mean this for nobody else to go in and talk about God loves everybody. No, he kept it for you to tell you that God loves your world, or you, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Because the Most High God loves you. Nobody else but us. Right? And he said, and it says, "For the Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself." So you're special to the Most High. The Most High thinks that we're the most special thing on this planet. Right? We're the best thing ever to anybody, to him and the white man, because the white man won't let us go, right? The oppressor won't let us go because we're the ones that work in his stores, in his restaurants. We're the servers. We're the second class citizens that has to work, right? Here in America, right? So we're also special to the white man. That's why he won't let us go. That's why when you want to go and that's why when you want to go to another country and go visit, right? He wants you to get a visa and a passport, because he wants to know, the oppressor wants to know where you are at all times. He won't let you go. He don't want you to go. He needs you. He needs you. We don't need him. We have the Most High. Right? We don't need the white man. The white man needs us. You feel me? Our only thing we need is the Most High and each other. Right? We need the Most High, Christ, and each other. That's what we need. That's why today is Brotherhood class. We need to be brothers and sisters amongst each other, right? And it says, the Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people upon himself. Above, it says above, not equal to or not below. It says above. So if everybody else was down here, right, you're above them, right? Because you're supposed to be above. That's what the word above means. Above means a month, not below, but on top of. What happened? Uh-oh. It says above all people that are upon the face of the earth, right? So you're above all people that are upon the face of the earth, not below. You're on top of everybody that's on the face of the earth, right? And the crazy thing is that the Most High used earth right there. How come he didn't use the word world, right? Because the word world and earth means two totally different things. It means two totally different things, because the world have many different definitions. The world can be like SeaWorld. You wouldn't equate a lion at SeaWorld, right? You wouldn't, like, just like you wouldn't we wouldn't put a whale in the animal kingdom, right? What about Disney World, right? You wouldn't put the Looney Tunes at Disney World, would you? No, because that's strictly for Disney, right? Well, when the Most High said about the world, right, he was talking about the world of the Israelites, right? Because we're separate from everybody else. So he could say something about everybody else, but the world is always and always will be Israel, and it always was Israel, right? Right? Just a little edification on the word world and earth, you know, because when he's talking about everybody, he says the earth, right? Always and forever. All right, we're gonna jump to the next scripture, right? Which is Numbers 26 and 16. Numbers 26 and 16. Is it 26 and 16? No. Uh-oh. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Give me 1 second. 27 and 16. Okay. Just a little mishap. This is Numbers 27 and 16, right? It says, let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation, right? So it says set a man over the congregation, not a woman, not Juanita Bynum, not your grandmother, not your mama, right? It says set a man over over the congregation, right? Because at this time the Israelites were in the wilderness, right? We were in the wilderness, and the Most High set Moses over us, and then Moses said Aaron, made Aaron do the job, and he set captains and officers, like just like we do here in the I.S.U.P.K right now, right? So we can keep order, rank and order in the school, or rank and order in amongst Israel, right? Because we have an influx of new brothers and new sisters, right? So somebody has to tell them what to do, or somebody has to show them what the I.S.U.P.K is about and how to do things here in the I.S.U.P.K, right? So that's why we have rank and order, right? And it says, this is verse 6, Numbers 27 and 16. Let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set man over the congregation. So set a man over the congregation, not a woman over the congregation, right? And this is verse 17. It says, which may go out before them, right? Because Moses Moses went out before the Israelites and seen what was seen where to go and what to do. He wasn't sitting back telling somebody else to go do the job. Right? It says go out before them, and which may go in before them. Right? Because that's what a good leader does. A good leader goes and he goes and looks before where we got to go and everything. Right? He sets out the map for us. Right? Right? Lets us know what's going to happen in the future, or where we need to go in the future, and what we need to do in the future. Just like Commanding General Yohana. I remember last year Commanding General Yohana gave us was it last year? Yeah, last year Commanding General Yohana gave us a whole list of things to do, to get, right, about food and safety items and medicines and stuff to stock up on, right? So he went out before us, right, and showed us what to get. He gave us a whole list of what to get. That way, he did half the job for us. All we had to do is go out and get those items on that list. And I got most of my items. I hope y'all got most of your items also, right? And it says which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out. Right? So he goes before then, and then he comes back. He has respect upon the people. That's what Moses did. And then he brought them out. He brought them out of the land, out of the land of Egypt, out of the land of bondage. That's what Moses did. Right? And he said, which may bring them in. And he brought them into the wilderness. He didn't get to see them go into the land of milk and honey, to the land of Canaan, but he set up rank and order. That way, when he was gone, right, somebody else would be able to lead them into the kingdom. Right? Ain't that what Moses did? That's exactly what Moses did. He mapped the way out for him. He showed him the way, right? And then he brought them into the land of Canaan, right? That's what Moses did. Moses was a great leader, and he feared the Most High. Listened to the Most High, right? How many of your leaders now in the Christian church fears the Most High? There's only one I know of, and that's Commanding General Yohana. That's the only one I know of, right? And he does a great job as being the leader of Israel. He does a great job. Right? Like I said earlier, when the coronavirus hit, he was ready. He knew what was going to happen. He knew what was going to happen. Commander Juliana knew what was going to happen. Gave out orders. Gave out a list of things for people to get. Right. Right. It's just like when the snowstorm hit. Commander General Yohana was ready. All your other leaders was not ready for that, but Commander General Yohana was ready. He was ready to give food to everybody that needed food. That's a great leader, man. That is a great leader right there. I'm honored to serve him. I am honored to serve Commander General Yohana. Right? And it says, in that the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep with no shepherd. Right? Oh, a sheep which have no shepherd. Right? Because a sheep that has no shepherd is just a wandering sheep, and all the wolves are going to come and eat those sheep. Right? So you should be happy you have a shepherd that's going to keep the wolves out. Right? And he's raising up other shepherds. That's real talk, man. That's real talk, because you don't want to be you don't want to be out there with no leader, with no head. Right? And that goes for the women also. The women don't want to be out there with no husband, because when the time comes for protection and pray ye not pregnant, or pray you not with child, because when you're with child, you can't move like that. Right? So you might want to have a husband. I was watching this documentary the other day. They was talking about how black women don't need a man, right? But then most of them were pregnant. So are you doing? But you're pregnant. That's something I did not understand. Because we're not raised like that in the I.S.U.P.K. Right? So she has a man somewhere. She just don't want to be with that man or be submissive to that man. Right. So she should be submissive to that man. That way, when things get hard, because things are going to get hard. Things are going to get hard, especially with children. And in the time we are now, women need protection. Women need protection. Women need guidance. Women need reassurance, right? They need these things. You know, and women should want to be protected by a man. They should want the protection. I know the sisters in the I.S.U.P.K want the protection, right? Right. My job is easy. I just do what I'm told by the men above me. Our job is easy here in the I.S.U.P.K. Right. Let me read that again. This is Numbers 27, verse 16. Let the Lord, right, and the God of the spirits and all flesh set a man over the congregation. So it says set a man over the congregation, not a woman, not Juanita Bynum. Is that her name? That's her name, Juanita Bynum. That's not Juanita Bynum. Don't set Juanita Bynum over the congregation wearing her pantsuits. She wearing pantsuits. You know what I mean? And all the brothers say, yes, ma'am. Yes. Whatever you say, ma'am. No, we con out of one con here. The brothers in I.S.U.P.K con out of one con. We don't, yes, ma'am. We con out of one con, sir. Right? The women con out of one con, sir, too. We con out of one con here in the I.S.U.P.K. That's how you become that. That's when you recognize a strong leader, right? Recognize a strong man in the truth. And you con out of one con, sir. Whatever you need, sir. I'm on it, sir. Yes, sir. Con out of one con, sir. No sweat, sir. Right? And it says a man over the congregation, and it says which may go out before them. So that man of the congregation must go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out. Right? So that's what a strong man in truth does. He leads the sheep. He's a shepherd. Right? And it says, and which may bring them in that the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep which have no shepherd. So when we congregate, that's why at Passover we had brothers on Shamar, right? Because we was congregating and we had to make sure everything was safe, right? We just had this last week at Passover, right? That's what we did over the congregation, and the shepherds was telling us what to do. Telling us, I don't want nobody. I want you to pat down every brother. I remember these orders. Con out of one con, sir. I remember these orders. Right? So we can make sure there was no wolves among us that was just there to harm. Right? And now we're going to go into the next scripture. This is Ezekiel 34 and 31. We're gonna get some more about this, my flock and sheep of the pastures. We're gonna get some more of this. We're gonna because the Most High looks at us as sheep, and he gives us shepherds to lead us, right? This is Ezekiel 31. This is Ezekiel 34 and 31. It says, and ye my flock, right? The flock of my pasture are men. So the leaders of the Most High's flock, right, are men. Those are the leaders, right? Those are the leaders of Israel. Always been men, always going to be men. It's just nowadays the oppressor the oppressor has destroyed our women so much, right? Had destroyed us so much that men don't know how to be strong men in their household, and women have to be strong, or they want to be strong. They don't have to be strong; they want to be strong, because if they give that submission to a brother, right? Salakia. If they give that, if they submit to a brother, that brother would naturally raise up and be a strong brother. He would naturally raise up and protect his family and provide for his family and give the counsel to his family. He would naturally do that. That's something that's just naturally in a man, is to be a leader. That's why when the man and the woman get together, and if the woman's too masculine, the man and the woman always clash, because men clash. Men clash all the time. Because men clash. That's what happens when the woman is too masculine, and the men and the man wants to be a natural ruler and a natural ruler and a natural head of the house, but then the woman won't let him be the head of the house. So now they're clashing all the time. When really the woman's supposed to submit to the man, and the man's supposed to rise up and care for that woman and the children that he's going to make. Right? But meanwhile, when the man is trying to tell the woman something, right? And she always, no, I think that. Why don't she just be quiet and roll with what the man wants to tell her, as long as he's not telling her anything wrong, like to go and sell her body or stuff like that, right? Because we're destroyed as a people. So now the I.S.U.P.K has to come in, right? Commander General Yohana has to come in, and he has to show brothers how to be men again, and he has to show women how to be women again, how to be feminine, and how to show brothers how to be masculine. Right? That's what Commander General Yohana's job is to get the nation of Israel back in order underneath the law, statutes, and commandments. And yes, black woman, it is a commandment for you to submit to your man. And yes, black man, is a commandment to be a natural provider, or a natural provider, and give guidance and leadership to your woman and your children, man. And your children. And I was watching another documentary the other day about kids, and they was talking about how kids have mental defects, and they were talking about in the black community that they have mental defects like ADHD and ADD and stuff like that, right? But really, they don't really have anything like that. What they don't have is a man and a woman in the house. And the so-called oppressor always thinks that he knows what's best, or what's best for kids, right? But then in his own household, his kids be like, F you, mom. I'm going to kill you, mom. I'm going to kill you, dad. I hate you, man. You know what I mean? So they don't even have they don't have the answers for their own kids' problems. Right? That's why the kids is always going off and doing crazy things like killing the whole family, or going to shoot up a black church, or going to shoot up a Walmart. And that's real talk, man. And that's real talk. They don't even have they don't even have what's going on in their households. So how are they going to tell you? That this is what kids need, when they don't know what kids need? They don't have the answers. They don't have the answers, Sway. They don't have the answers. But you know who does have the answers? Commander General Yohana has the answers. This Bible has the answers. Right? So instead of going to your Christian pastors, right, that don't have any answers for you, they don't have. What gets me is, and that's the same thing with these other Israelite groups, right? These other Israelite groups, these fake Israelite groups, right? They tell you that they don't have the whole truth, right? And people still go with them and go ask them questions like, I need to know this, I need to know that, right? When Commander General Yohana has told you that he has the truth, right? I wish I could see the bottom of the poster. Home of the truth. I.S.U.P.K, home of the truth, right? Right? We have that. We have the truth in I.S.U.P.K. But nobody ever wants to come. They want to watch all of our classes, right? But they don't want to come. They don't want to come ask the questions. They don't want to join I.S.U.P.K. They say that we're too militant. Yeah, of course we're too militant because we're real masculine men over here. We're masculine men over here. Yes, we're militant. Yes, we're tough like that. You know what I mean? We don't bend. We don't budge. We're not going to move off of our square. Right? We're not going the law, statutes, and commandments, right? We're not gonna give them away to a whole nother nation. We're not gonna give our promises to a whole nother nation. We don't do that here in I.S.U.P.K. That's why brothers and sisters should join us. You should come with us and learn more about your heritage, learn more about your culture, right? These classes are free, man. We don't make you pay for these classes. You don't pay for these classes. These classes are streamed free. Oh yeah, we just ask you that you check in and don't bring all that drama. Right? All right, we're going to read that one more time. And it says, and ye my flock, the flock of my pasture are men, right? And I am your God, right? That's what the Most High said. He said he is your God, Israel. He's our God. He's not everybody's God. He's the God of the Israelites, right? And it says, saith the Lord. That even makes it even stronger, a stronger statement, because the Most High said it. It says the Lord God. The Most High said it. Yeah, the Most High said this. The Most High said the pastors are men of his flock. So the leaders of his flock are men. They're men. They're not women. So sisters, you need to be. I pray ye understand. I pray ye understand. Because it's gonna come in. It's gonna come a time in the world very soon where every sister is gonna need a man. Every sister's gonna need a man. And sisters, why don't you share your man? If you got a strong brother, right? If you got a strong Adawan in the truth, hell, share him with another sister. Because she needs protection too. She needs guidance too. She needs leadership also. That's how you show perfect. That's how you show good sisterhood right there. Right? And he's calling for men to rebuild this nation. He's calling for men to go out there and teach class, go out there in the streets and pass out flyers, go out there in the streets and yell to the top of his lungs at camp that the oppressor is the devil. He's calling out for men to do these things, right? So how come every church you go to, there's always a woman up there sitting in the pulpit, want to teach something? You should be quiet. You should be quiet and go learn. That what you should do. Learn that a woman is not supposed to assert authority over a man. That's what you should go do. Go find a man and go cook something. Why don't you go? And women do have their strengths, right? Right. Like when brothers are at odds, you can cook a good meal and bring brothers in together, and so they can hash out their differences. You don't always have to go and teach and do things like that. Only reason why you want to do things like that because America says it's okay, and the Christian church says it's okay, but it's not okay because the Bible don't say it's okay. But you do have your strengths. You do have the things that you're supposed to go do, right? And with women that's dealing with that masculine energy, right? All you have to do is submit to your man. You submit to your man, and you can win him with your femininity. You can win him over with your femininity. You be so feminine to him that he be like, oh, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what to, I can't tell you anything. Thank you for my plate, baby. Thank you. You know, dog. You can win him over with, you can win your man over with your femininity. If he's too, because sometimes he just needs a little softness to balance him out. Because sometimes he's too hard. You know what I mean? Especially in I.S.U.P.K, we're too hard. So a woman shows that femininity, you be like, hey, I don't know what to tell you about your woman, or my woman is like, you know what I mean? That's what brothers in the truth do all the time. Brothers in the truth do that all the time, and maybe like, you know what I mean? We look at the outside world with the women, how they deal with their men. We're like, shh, happy we don't have that problem. You know what I mean? And really, if you in the truth, and you're dealing with that masculine woman, right? You just take her to counsel. If you keep telling her and she don't want to change that, she don't want to fix that, you can just take her to counsel. You can take her to counsel, and then y'all can fix that there with the men above you, right? Y'all can fix that there. But that's what they're there for. That's what the shepherds are there for. They're there to fix. They're there to fix the families and to fix the men and the women and the relationship problems of Israel. And that's relationship with your brother, relationship with your woman, relationship with your kids. That's all three. And they're there to teach the men how to be men, the women how to be women, and teach the kids how to be obedient to their parents. Right? But really the kids learn from their parents. So if the daughter is watching her mother be a loudmouth dragon to her daddy, she's gonna more than likely be a loudmouth dragon. You know? So it's imperative that the woman listens to the man and gives the man authority, or let the man have dominion over her, have authority over her. Submit to her man, because the man can't take submission. The woman has to give submission, right? And then he don't have to focus on home life all the time. He can go focus on how he can do something to get more brothers and more sisters in the truth. He can go out and go pass out more flyers. He can go out there and go pass out more food, right? Because he got that woman at home that's doing what he says, and that's in tune with her man, right? He don't always have to worry about where she at, what she doing, and who wants to be in a relationship like that anyway, where he has to worry about what his woman is doing or what his kids are doing and all that. Nobody wants to be in a relationship like that. So it's imperative that women you submit, you give your submission to your man, right? All right. Hope it, and I pray everybody understands about this. Now we're gonna get the order of things, right? It's 1 Corinthians 11:3. And it says, well, we're gonna start at 1. We can break all the way down. I like it. It says, this is 1 Corinthians 11:1, right? It says, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. This is Paul talking. Our beloved brother Paul, the one that the Christian church always want to go and twist his words, like he wasn't keeping law, statutes, and commandments. They always want to go. That's one thing you got to be careful about. People always going to Paul, right? It says, be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ. So Paul was a follower of Christ, right? So it says, be followers of him as he was followers of Christ. And yes, that's rank in order, right? He said, now I praise you, brethren. I praise that now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, right? So you remember Paul in all things. Remember how much work Paul was doing. Paul was going from this country to that country, from this city to that city, to this school to that school, and he was writing letters, and he was handling business for Christ. He was handling the Lord's business, right? He wasn't at home smoking weed. He wasn't at home chilling all the time. He was handling the Lord's business. He was going out handling the Lord's business. That's what he was doing. And he was well traveled, right? In all things, and keep the ordinance as I deliver them to you. That's the law, statutes, and commandments. He said, keep those as he delivers them to you. That's what the Most High said. He said, I mean, that's what Paul said. What's that? He said, deliver. He said, keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. So he delivered the ordinance of the Most High. That's what Paul did, and he said, keep those. He didn't say, oh, the Christian church says do away with them, so they're done away with. No, he said, keep those things there. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to keep those things there, right? And he says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. So the head of every man is Christ. So all Black, Hispanic, and Native American men, you should be following Christ. That's what you should do. So for all the Israelites and everybody that says that they don't deal with the New Testament, well, there you go. You're not following the ordinances that Paul gave to you, right? Because you're supposed to follow Christ, right? And he said the head of the woman is the man, or the head of the woman is the man. So men follow Christ and the women follow their man. That's rank and order right there. And it says, and the head of Christ is God. And so Christ has somebody to follow also. Christ has to follow the Most High. Right? And it says we can get that too. It says in this verse 4, every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. Right? So if you're praying or prophesying, men, you're dishonoring your head, which is Christ. And Christ didn't die for that. Right? You don't want to dishonor Christ. So you always got to remember to have your head covered, your crown covered at the top. You got to remember that thing there. Right? And it says, but every woman prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head. Right? So for the women, if you're praying or prophesying with your head covered, with your head uncovered, right, you're dishonoring your head. You're dishonoring your Adawan. You're dishonoring your head. And if you don't have Adawan, you're dishonoring the men above you. Right? You're dishonoring your camp leader. Let's say that. And the generals and commanding General Yohanan. You're dishonoring them. Right? Now that's heavy. That's real heavy what the brother's bringing out. Because you don't want to dishonor your head. Right? We're going to get that one more time. This is 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. So I'm going to give it to you. So the head of the man, we have the man, right? But the head of the man is Christ, right? And it says, the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the woman is the man. So it's Christ, the man, and women, right? And then below that is children. And then it says, and the head of Christ is God. So it goes the Most High, then it goes Christ, and then it goes the man, and then it goes the woman, and then it goes the children. That's the rank and order of things. That's how it's supposed to go. That's the rank and order of things. Right? So whoever said that Juanita Bynum is okay to exert authority over the man, it's not okay. It's not okay. So she needs to stop wearing those pantsuits, put on a nice dress, and go sit down somewhere. Right? Go sit down somewhere and learn, and quit trying to teach all the time. Learn something. Right? What gets me is the black woman always wants the man to learn something from them, right? But they don't never want to learn anything from the black man. Right. Yeah, I know. That's heavy. I know. It's got. I know, but it's coming out. Right. We're gonna get some more of this ranking order or of this man being the leader of the household, because it's always because through the Bible it's always the house of the man. The woman leaves her father and gets a husband, and now she's under his authority or his rulership or his house, just like his kids. It's always been like that in the Bible. So the Christian church say they believe in the Bible. That's how it needs to be in the Christian church, but it's not, because they don't really believe in the Bible. They believe in Christianity. They believe in religion. They don't believe in the Bible. They believe men and women are equal. Some Christian churches believe that the woman is over the man, and that's just all out of whack, all out of order. That's out of rank and order, and the Bible deals with rank and order through the whole Bible. So they don't really believe in the Bible. They believe in what Billy Joe says. Is that his name? Joel Osteen says. That's what they believe. They believe in what the so-called Edomite says, or so-called, they believe what Donald Trump says and Joe Biden. Right? That's what they believe. They don't believe in this. They don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? They don't believe in the men of the Lord. They don't believe in Commander General Yohanan, what he says. And he's coming straight out the Bible. He'll say it and then bring the scripture with it, and they be like, I don't believe that. But then you believe a pork eating pastor that doesn't bring out the Bible at all. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you believe in the concert though, because they got an A selection, a B selection, a C selection, right? And then while you paying the money, they got the organist and the drum player playing the drums. You going to church for a concert. It's just like a concert at the club or something. They make you pay to get in, so you're gonna pay with them with the first offering. You're gonna pay with the second offerings. Then you got the pastor's offering, and you know what I mean, all that offering. Meanwhile, I.S.U.P.K giving you classes for free, and nobody wants to tune in to I.S.U.P.K classes. You can ask all your questions you want to ask. We're gonna answer them, right? But then they tell you at church, make sure you ask them questions to Jesus when you on your way home in the car. Right. And really, you ain't even asking Jesus, you asking Caesar Borgia, because that's what's on your mind. Caesar Borgia is on your mind, not Christ, not Yahweh Shai Mashiach. What's on your mind is Caesar Borgia. That's what's on your mind. That nice looking white boy. Really, Christ don't look like that, man. That's not what Yahweh Shai Mashiach look like, man. Yahweh Shai Mashiach is a hard brother. He's like, when you walk up on him, you're liable to get some Hebrew Academy on you. When you walk up on Christ, dude, don't walk up on him the wrong way. You know what I mean? He got disciples there that hey, boom, they're gonna stop you. Whoa. What you walking up on us like that for? You know what I mean? You can walk up on Caesar Borgia with a knife in your hand and the whole nine. And his disciples ain't gonna do nothing. Right? But that's what kind of strong leaders, that's the kind of leader Christ was. Christ wasn't no punk. Christ was an austere black man. And he talked loud. He just showed love and compassion to his brothers and sisters. Like we supposed to. We're supposed to show love and compassion to our brothers and our sisters. Right? All right, from there we're gonna go to Numbers 1 and 18. Right, this is good. Numbers 1 and 18. So this is when Moses when Moses was numbering the congregation, right? And he was setting people up over everybody. He was setting captains and officers, and he was putting the leadership, the leaders together, so he can know who's like, you over this, over here, you over that, you over that, you over that, and y'all report back to me, right? And he says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day and of the second month, and they declared their pedigree. What's their pedigree? Their pedigree is their lineage, right? Their pedigree is their lineage, their bloodlines, their families, right? So they declared their pedigree, right, after their families, right, for their families, right, by the house of their fathers. And it says by the house of their fathers. It didn't say by the house of their mothers. They did it by the house of their fathers, right? So this is the house of this brother, and this is the house of that brother, and that's the house of that brother, and that's the house of that brother. And that's your son? Okay, that's your son. Okay. That's your son? Okay, that's your son. If he got kids, okay, but that y'all that house. So that way they know who was who and where was where, and they numbered the people, right? And then it says, according to the number of names from the 20 years and upward by their polls, right? So they took the men 20 years and up, right? And that's how they got who was the house of who and who was their family, and this was that. That's what they did. So they did it by the house of their fathers. They didn't do it by the house of their mothers. They didn't go by the house of their grandmama. No, they did it by the house of their fathers. And you want to know why your grandmother, why you always go to your grandmama's house? Because your grandmama worried your grandfather so much that your grandfather died early and your grandmama stayed around. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk that your grandma killed your father by stressing him all the time. I want this, and I want it like that, and I want it like this, and I want it like that. That's what happened. So your grandfather died at the age of 62, and your grandmother lived to 80 something. And that's real talk. And that's real talk. But that's what happens. And because he's stuck in there. He's stuck in there. He's stuck with his wife. Just so happened he had to die early. That's a shame. Next we're gonna get Romans 12 and 10. This is Romans 12 and 10. This is also what a good leader or a strong man in the truth has to do. He has to have charity, and he has to be kind to his brothers and to his sisters, and he has to always be ready, be active in the Lord's business. No matter what he does. Has to be active in the Lord's business, whether it's teaching class, going out there, building things, going out there, going on the street, teaching, passing out flyers, giving food in this community, going out, just giving counsel. He has to be doing something in the Lord's business, right? He has to be doing the Lord's business somewhere and somehow, right? And he can't be lazy about it. He can't be sitting on the couch smoking weed all day, not wanting to study, being drunk, right? He has to do the Lord's business sometime, or the Lord move him out the way and raise up another brother. And I know that sounds rough, but hey, you didn't want to do the Lord's work, but there's somebody out there willing to do the Lord's work. Trust me. There's somebody out there that's willing to do the Lord's work. There's somebody that's out there always willing to take your spot that the Lord can raise up and just like that. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. right? So don't be too proud about it, about like I do this and I do that. Nah, you don't want to be like that. You always want to boast in your brothers and boast in the Most High and boast in your brothers. But you don't want to boast in yourself. I did this, I did that, I'm this, I'm that. Nah, because the Most High move you out the way in a heartbeat and move somebody else that's more humble in your stead. And the Most High will do it. Because the Most High don't have no respecters of persons. The Most High don't care who you are. Right. The Most High don't care who you are. The Most High will remove you and move somebody else in your place. So brothers, you got that's something to think on. That's something to think on. But this is Romans 12:10. It says, "Be kindly, affection to one another with brotherly love." So you have to show affection to one another. You got to always be ready to, what's going on, brother? You know, I missed you. You got to be affectionate to one another. You all right? Everything's good? Sometimes I just call my brothers and check in with them. What y'all learning? What y'all doing? I miss y'all. Y'all bashing me out with y'all. Oh, what's good, man? Yeah. Sometimes you just got to do that because sometimes you just need brotherly love. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you just need somebody to be like, hey, man, I ain't doing nothing. I just been to go pass off flies. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna eat real quick. You know what I mean? I'm just chilling. I was going over some scriptures earlier. Sometimes you just need that from a brother or a sister. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes y'all need that. Right? And it says, in honor, preferring one another. It says, prefer one another. Prefer one another. I know me, I need brotherhood. I need to go with my brothers sometimes, just share a drink. I need that. Because if I don't, I'll go crazy. I'll go crazy like, So sometimes sometimes I take a trip to go see my brothers. Like, hey, I ain't doing nothing today. I got class later. I'm gonna go see my brothers real quick. Right? Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that brotherhood, that camaraderie. That's what it's called. Sometimes you need that camaraderie. Sometimes you need to be with your brothers. Shalom, Art. What's going down? And y'all ain't really got to do nothing. Y'all can just share a drink, listen to Captain Kata's new album. That's all you got to. Maybe that's what y'all need. You know what I mean? Go get something to eat. Go do something with your brothers. Go bowl. I don't know. Go to the movies or something. Go watch a new Mortal Kombat movie. I don't know. But go do something with your brothers. Don't be by yourself all the time. Because that's when that's how the demon gets in you. And now you're starting to think about things that you shouldn't be thinking about. Right? So prefer one another. Right? And it says not slothfulness in business. So in the Lord's business, don't be so quick to be like, no, I ain't doing that today. Don't be slothful in the Lord in the Lord's business. Right? But it says fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Fervent means like what would you call it? Be active. Be active in the Lord's business. Be active in serving the Lord. Have an active spirit. Don't be slothful, like, oh, I don't want to go do this. Get up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this for my brother. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this today. Right? Be excited about the Lord choosing you, or choosing you to go out and teach his word. Be excited about that thing. You know what I mean? Because the Lord could have chose any other brother, but he decided to choose you. He decided to choose you to put his spirit on and to teach and to have and to be a strong man in the truth for him. He decided to give you the law, statutes, and commandments again. He decided to give you the heritage again to go teach. He decided to give that thing to you again. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. He could have gave that to anybody else, but he gave it to us. That's who he gave it to. So we can go out and we can go teach this, and we can go get other brothers in the school. Because that's what the Most High wants. The Most High wants you to rebuild his nation. Right? He wants you to rebuild his nation. So the Most High he chose you to rebuild his nation. Be happy about that. Be happy about that, because he could have chose any brother on the street to come into the I.S.U.P.K. But he chose you to come into the I.S.U.P.K. and go teach. He chose you to give you your heritage back. Wear the war bands and the headbands, the war crowns, and dawadas. He gave you that. You could be one of them brothers in the fake Israelite group that'd be like, nah, that's the star of Molech and all that. Nah. But he gave you the Magun Dawada. He gave you the nation. He gave you this Magun Dawada back here. He gave that to you, black man, Hispanic man. Right? So y'all should be happy about that, and y'all should be willing to go teach this to your brothers and sisters. You should go teach that to your brothers and sisters. Just the other day, man, a brother wrote up on me. He was like, "Yeah, I know what that's about. That's that Chicago and and I was like, "No, man, this is Magun Dawada." You feel me? And because I was taught correctly, I was able to go into the to the Lashawan Kodash, and pull up the Dawada and show him how to about the Dawada. You know what I mean? I was able to show him, and I was able to go into the Bible and show him about it, because I was brought up properly. So I was able to teach him about it. And he was like, "Man, I ain't never heard about that before." Gave him a flyer. I was all the way in Corpus Christi somewhere. I gave him the flyer and everything. And hey, Lord willing, if the brother Lord willing, if the brother wants it, he'll call that number and he'll grab it. He'll take it if he wants it. But he has to want it. You got to want it. You can't just get the knowledge and then keep the knowledge to yourself. You got to share those classes. Matter of fact, like and subscribe and share the class, and subscribe to I.S.U.P.K. San Antonio on Facebook. Right? Because you don't want to keep the knowledge to yourself. You want to share it with your brothers and your sisters. You want to share it, so that way other brothers can see that and be like, you know what? I've been thinking the same thing. Let me call these brothers and see what they're talking about. Right? And we'll take it from there. That way we get all the answers. We get all the questions answered. You know what I mean? And Lord willing, the brother or sister get into school, start checking in and get their Hebrew name and leave the past behind them. You know what I mean? Lord willing. Because sometimes you spend time with a brother and he doesn't take the necessary steps, but sometimes he just maybe he needs to see you again. He's like, "Man, I've been meaning to call y'all, man." Then you know what I mean? Then maybe the second time the Lord will put his spirit on him, and he'll call that number and he'll get in class and he'll change his life. That's what we want. Right? That's what we want. That's what we try to do. That's how you let your light shine amongst men. Right? So when they see us with the Magun Dawadas and the war crowns and the spikes, they be like, "Man, you don't look like a Christian." You know, y'all talking about the Bible, but you don't look like a Christian, because the Christians don't believe in the Bible. You know what I mean? We out here to do the Lord's work. That's all it's about. Is the Lord's work. However you working with the Lord is going to work with you. Trust that. But you have to be humble about it. You have to be humble about it. So however the Lord is going to work with the nation of Israel through you, he's going to work with the nation of Israel through you. It might be you might make some bad shirts like this. You know what I mean? You might make bad war crowns like this, or you might make the spikes. You know what I mean? Everybody's not able to make things. So maybe you might be a teacher, right? Maybe you might hold class. Maybe you might be a great camp speaker. Maybe you might go pass out flyers. You have time to go pass out flyers every day, right? Maybe it's something like that. Or maybe you a real fit brother and you able to teach brothers how to get in shape. Maybe you a good with food and you able to teach brothers a good diet. You know what I mean? Because we do have high blood pressure in Israel, and we do have high blood pressure, and our cholesterol be high, and diabetes be running rampant in Israel. Or maybe you're a sister that knows a little bit about diet. You want to share that information, right? Get with your camp leader and see if you can go do something within the name that, you know what I mean, to show brothers about proper dieting, about proper eating, right? But I know there's always something. Maybe you make music. Maybe you're good at making beats and you can make good music or something. Maybe you're good with technology and you can put this together, put that together, right? Maybe you want to go do something like that. But there's always something. There's always things to do in the nation. You can always find something to do. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what you're good at, go talk to your camp leader. And your camp leader puts you in the right position to go do the right thing where somewhere like, hey, so you like doing this, huh? Or you like doing that? Okay, well, go over here with this brother and do that with that brother. That's real talk. And that's real talk. It happens all the time that sometimes you don't know what you good at. They somebody put you in a position like, hey, you did good with that, man. And you might not even thought you did a good job, but somebody seen that spark in you, like, hey, yeah, that brother's gonna be good at that. We need to put him over there with that. That's what we need to do. Or that sister's good with that over there. Make that sister do this and have that sister do that. She's good with that. Right? That's what the shepherds are for. That what they for, to put the proper pieces together for the nation. That's what they're there for. Right? So this is Romans 12 and 10. It says, be kind and affectionate one to another. So be kind to one to another. Love one another. Don't be so quick to hate your brother. Don't be so quick to be like, don't be so quick to hate your brother. Don't be so quick to turn your back on your brothers. Sometimes brothers just need love. Right? Right. I remember when I was young in the truth, right? Well, I'm still young in the truth, but I remember when I was younger in the truth, Officer Karab, we was at camp. Officer Karab, we was having an issue with this brother. Officer Karab was like, man, you just need to show that brother some love. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes he just needs some love. And we gave him something to eat, some water, and he came and he apologized. I remember that distinctively because I was thinking in my mind, like, man, what's wrong with this brother? Why is he acting like this with us? And we gave him something to eat, some water, man. He did a whole, what is it, 160, 360 or something like that. He did a whole turnaround. Apologizing and everything. I'm sorry, bro. He really apologized. And I was sitting there, I was amazed, like, wow, maybe they just need a little bit of love and affection. You know what I mean? Something that a black man has never been showed, and that is compassion. That is compassion. That's something the black man has never been showed. Nobody shows him compassion. So it's up to other brothers to show him affection and compassion. So don't be so quick to jump down the brother's throat. Sometimes they just need sometimes they just need a little bit of food and water, and that'll do it right there. And that'll do it. Sometimes one week they be against you, and the next week they be right there with you. Like, yeah, man. I remember y'all last week we was talking, and I got time to dwell on it. And so what? They gonna ask all the questions, and you gonna give them all the answers. They're gonna be like, man, you know what I mean? You're gonna amaze them. You're gonna amaze them. because they're thinking that you can't, that they can't learn nothing from you. Why? Because the oppressor has told them that black men are nothing, they're worthless, they don't know anything, right? Meanwhile, you got the knowledge of the Lord, right? So sometimes they just need to talk to you, and then they talk to you. It's rap after that. After they talk to you and they actually give them the patience that you give them the patience that the men above you gave you, right? Hey, sometimes that right there that right there changed their whole perspective on the nation of Israel right then and there. You know what I mean? Because we're always out there talking about the oppressor is the devil, right? And then now we go out there, we talking about, and now we're out there, we're giving knowledge, but then they get to pull them aside, and we get to talking to them, like, you know what I mean, rubbing shoulders with them, like, yeah, brother, this, that, and the third. They be like, man, I thought y'all was mean. I thought y'all was hateful. Like, no, this ain't hate speech. This is love speech, brother, because we love you. So we hate everybody. We don't hate. We just dislike what the oppressors do to our brothers, right? Right? Because we're not racist, but we do hate crime, right? We do hate crime, and we hate the crimes that the oppressor commits against our people. We hate those crimes, right? Those putting those drugs in our community, right? Those putting those drugs in our community. Those Planned Parenthoods turning our women against us. We hate those crimes that they do. Those are crimes against us, ain't it? Right? Those are crimes against us. That's the crimes against our nation. We're not supposed to eat pork, right? And they tell our people that pork is the other white meat. We're not supposed to be eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, but they make those a delicacy where they have restaurants that specialize in that. Right? Like Red Lobster, Joe's Crab Shack, Papados too. Yeah. Papados, they specialize in those things. They specialize in those things. Like there's no other fish in the like there's no other food in the sea. Like there's no such thing as trout or there's no such thing as trout or drum or snapper fish. You know what I'm talking about? Tilapia. Like that, like those don't exist. Right? But they're always quick to give you that shrimp special. Always ready to give you that popcorn shrimp. Always ready to give you that. Right? But they don't never give you no snapper special, no trout special. That's because they hate you. They hate us, black men, Hispanic men, Native American men. That's why they give us that, because they hate us. Right? That's why they do that, because they hate us. They don't love us, because if they love us, they wouldn't give us pork as the other white meat. Knowing black people have a problem with high blood pressure and diabetes, but they give us those bad foods. Right? Right? If you go to your local grocery store that's in the hood, they have long aisles of sticky buns and donuts and stuff like that. And then their produce, right? Like their vegetables and stuff like that, they be halfway old. Their fruits be halfway old. But then you go to the oppressor's neighborhood and to their grocery stores, man, they got fresh fruit. Their Dollar Generals, right? Their Dollar Generals have fresh produce. I just now noticed this because I've been working at the different Dollar Generals. So when we go to a Dollar General, a nice neighborhood, they have fresh produce. Yes, they have salads. They have what do you call it? They have like bananas and fruits, vegetables and stuff like that. When you go to a Dollar General in the hood and deliver there, man, they got sticky buns, chips, sodas. That's what they have. Real talk. Real talk. And that's the type of that's the type of decisive that's the type of devilishness. I'm gonna use that word. That's the type of devilishness they're using. That's how they're deceiving you. That's how they're deceiving you, because they're putting those in. They're putting the bad things in your neighborhood, right? But then in the so-called oppressive neighborhood, they're giving them fresh fruits at their dollar stores. And that's why, that's why we need each other. That's why when we dwell together, we have to give the best kind of love to each other, right? We have to come together and make sure make sure that our kids are getting the best nutrients that they're getting, right? It's not always pig lard in the greens. That's crazy. Let me finish on this scripture. And it says, be kindly and affectionate to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. So they want you to prefer one another. They want you to come together, right? We're going to hold that, right? I got to get it. I think it's Zephaniah 2:1, right? This is Zephaniah 2:1. It says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. So it told you twice to gather yourselves together. 2 times. It says, gather yourselves together. Yea. So it says, gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather yourselves together. You can't tell me this ain't a black man book. That's what black men. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. That's how black men. That's how black people talk all the time. That's how black people talk all the time. You can't tell me this ain't a black man's book. It says, gather yourselves together, yeah? Gather together, O nation not desired. So you're the nation that's not desired. I just told you how they're trying to kill you with bad produce in your neighborhood. They don't give you no produce in your neighborhood, but they do give you a whole aisle of sticky buns. They're trying to kill you like that. They're trying to give you the worst of the worst of everything. Education. Trying to give you the worst education, trying to give you the worst food. They're trying to give you everything the worst of, and then think you have an equal opportunity. Then they say you equal, but then they giving you the worst of the worst. Boy, the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speak about. The devil that the Bible speak about. They're trying to give you the worst of the worst, but then they say that you equal. Ain't that something? How you equal when they're giving you the worst of the worst? Bad communication on television, right? Basketball wives and even what's that called? The Black Ink Crew. Man, it's you're not supposed to be getting tattoos anyway. But then that show is just it's just a whole mess of stuff going wrong with that one, right? But they give you Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, and then everybody on Basketball Wives ain't a wife at all. They a jump off. I'm sorry, y'all probably don't know. They side pieces, but there's no such thing as side pieces in Israel, because you have multiple wives. But then the brothers treat them like side pieces. Maybe that's the problem. You treat them like side pieces instead of treating them like wives, right? Then they got Love and Hip Hop. They got Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, New York. I think they got Love and Hip Hop Miami too. Like it's crazy. It's crazy to me. They got Love and Hip Hop everywhere, and everybody on there be sleeping with each other, right? Now they got these OnlyFans going around. TikTok, Facebook is worthless. Instagram is worthless. The best thing on Facebook is the I.S.U.P.K. That's the best thing on Facebook. Is these classes right here. I'm not gonna say these classes like ISU, ISUPK San Antonio, but these classes like I.S.U.P.K all over the world. These classes are the best thing smoking. Like you know, you smoke the chicken on the barbecue pit. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about no weed. No, I know all the weed heads like, what best thing smoking? No, we don't do that. We don't smoke anything here in I.S.U.P.K. We don't do any drugs. We don't do that here. But this is the best thing going on Facebook right now. And if you probably look at all the I.S.U.P.K class, they all probably start to come up right now. Live this, live that. I.S.U.P.K Brotherhood, I.S.U.P.K Brotherhood, this city, I.S.U.P.K Brotherhood, this city. Because that's what because we're here to do the Lord's work. But we're the nation that's not desired. We're the nation that's not desired. I don't care if you lieutenant colonel in the military, they still gonna pull you out your vehicle and tase you too, and draw guns down on you too, like you worthless. I don't care if you're friends with Becky, Billy, Tommy, and Joel. They're all gonna be against you at some point in time. All you have to do is bring up George Floyd, and they're gonna be like, well, the police officer was right. That's all you have to do is bring up one of those, and you'll see Becky, Billy, and Joel, and Tommy. You'll see that. You'll see Bobby. You'll see the real Bobby. You'll see the real Bobby. You'll see the real Bobby. That's all y'all have to do. But take my word for it. Do it. Do it. Go to your white friends and ask them, how do you feel about that, man? You're like, man, he should have killed that nigger. That's what they're gonna say. Some crazy stuff like that. But those are your friends. Those the ones that we choose, right? Those are the ones that we choose as a people to be friends with. You don't want to be friends. You don't want to be friends with Dante because he's selling drugs. So you don't want to go down there and tell him, hey man, maybe we shouldn't be selling drugs to our people, man. That's bad. But you want to go leave Dante alone, let him sell drugs to your people. But then you want to go down here with Billy, Bob, and Tom and Jessica. I don't know, whatever. You want to go down here with these people and be a second class citizen with them. Meanwhile, you don't want to be with your brothers trying to fix your brothers in the community that you grew up in. So you grew up in this community, got the money, and left your brothers, and went out there with Billy, Bob, and John, whatever, and had and raised your kids around these oppressors. And now your kids going to school with these oppressors, and your kids are getting called nigger every day, right? They're getting called nigger every day. Not me. I can't do it. I can't do it. I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised to turn my back on my friends. Right? That's not what we taught here in the I.S.U.P.K. We're not taught to do that in the I.S.U.P.K. We taught to be in the community that we grew up in and fix that community. That's what we're taught. That's what we're taught. That's what we're taught. We're taught that. So that's what we do. We do what we're taught. Right? We're taught to give our life for our brothers. We're not taught to sit there and watch them videotape it. We're not taught to watch them videotape or to videotape the police killing our brother. We're taught to stop it. I can't do it. It's not in me. It's not in me to watch a brother die by the hands of the oppressor. It's not in me to watch a brother die, period, by anybody. That it's just not. It's not in us. You know what I mean? We were taught to be let our light shine amongst men. So if that brother has a problem with that brother, we supposed to step in there and be like, hey, brother, y'all come over here and talk about it. Come on, I'll be a mediator. This brother be a mediator, right? Or y'all just gonna let them kill each other? Y'all gonna do what the Christian church do? The Christian church let brothers kill each other. They have a church in the middle of the hood, right? Halfway between Bloods and Crips, right? And they don't be going out there in the community talking to them brothers at all. They just let them kill each other. Just like the oppressor does. The oppressors let them go out there and kill each other. But really, they're supposed to be gathering themselves together. They're supposed to be gathering themselves together, throwing big block parties or something. I don't know. Trying to get other brothers into the fold where they don't have to kill each other. That's what we do at the cookouts, right? That's why I.S.U.P.K do at the cookouts. We have big cookouts, and all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are welcome, right? Right? Come in and get some of this brotherhood. Only thing is, you can't bring your guns and weapons and stuff like that, and no hatred. You can't bring hatred. You have to bring brotherhood. Right? We're going to go back to Romans 12 and 10. So when you come, make sure when you come to the I.S.U.P.K cookout that you be kindly and affectionate one to another with brotherly love, like Romans 12 and 10 say, and in honor preferring one another, not slothfulness in business, and fervent in spirit in serving the Lord. So you got to be active in serving the Lord. You have to have the active spirit. Right? And it says rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation. Right? Patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. So that's what you have to do in I.S.U.P.K. That's what you have to do, and that's what we have to do with the brothers in the world. Right? We have to rejoice and hope. We have to have that hope that they're gonna come into the I.S.U.P.K, that they're gonna change their life and to stop selling drugs and stop whoring out women, and for the women to stop prostituting and doing OnlyFans and stripping on poles. We have to have that hope, because if we don't have that hope, we don't have anything, and we have to continue to pray to the Most High about these things, because we want the Most High to change their minds about doing things like He changed our minds about doing things. So then when their brothers come to us or their sisters come to us, we have to have patience. We can't just be jumping down their neck like, oh yeah, this, that, and that, and this. We have to have patience for our brothers and our sisters. Because you could be in that same predicament. You was in that same predicament, and somebody had patience with you. Somebody had patience with us, right? So when our brothers and sisters come to us, we have to have that same amount of patience. We have to have the same amount of patience. And ain't no wrong with being strict, but sometimes you have to be a little lenient and understanding about what's going on in their life. Right? So if they had a family member that just died or something like that, you have to be like, man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that your brother just passed away, or that your brother got shot. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that your cousin had a drug overdose. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry. Come over here with me, man. We can share a drink. I like, you know what I mean? Come on. I understand, because we all have family members that has drug overdoses and get shot by other people, and you know what I mean, murdered and stuff like that, die from high blood pressure and heart attacks and strokes. We have our family members go through that too. Right? So we have to be patient with our brothers in the world. Because we didn't just hear this word one day and decided to change. It took us some time to watch class a couple times to break our mind down, so we can be like, you know what? It's time. I do need to stop wasting my time and getting the I.S.U.P.K. Right? I do need to stop wasting my time and at least join the brothers. They, you know what I mean? And we don't care that you smoking weed. Come call us, get in class, man. We're gonna get that demon off of you. We're gonna get that spirit off of you. Right? Like the brothers told me once. You know what I mean? We don't care about you about you smoking. Well, we do care about you smoking weed, but when you get in here, we're gonna get that demon off of you. We're gonna get that cigarette demon off of you, that drunkard spirit off of you. That spirit that you want to sell drugs, you ain't gonna want to sell drugs no more after a couple classes. You're gonna be like, yeah, let me you know what I mean? Because we're gonna be attacking that demon the whole time. And it's better that you have brothers to fight the demon with, because you don't want to fight the demon by yourself until you get that certain amount of strength. Because when you fight the demon by yourself, man, that demon is a strong demon. We ain't gonna lie to you. But when you got the brothers behind you, man, somebody you can call all the time, like, hey, man, you know what I mean? They're gonna sit there and talk to you, give you scripture after scripture, like, hey, just, you know what I mean? Just before you smoke that weed, just call a brother, man. And he gonna get that demon off of you. We're gonna fight together. Cause that's what we do, man. That's what we do. We fight together. We're better off fighting our demons together. That's brotherhood. That's sisterhood. Right? That's what we do here. Is we're experts at fighting demons. Right? And if we can't help you with that demon, we call a man above us, and he gonna help you with that demon. If he can't help you with that demon, call a man above him, and he gonna help you with that demon. Until we get all the way to captains and generals, and you know what I mean, somebody's gonna help you get this. Well, if it's gonna be 10 of us fighting the demon with you. Real talk, gonna be 10 of us fighting the demon with you. We're gonna all fight that demon together. But we're gonna get the demon off you. That's what we're gonna do. Trust that. But you gotta want it. You can't just take the knowledge that we give you and still keep going to go do the same thing. You gotta know it's wrong and not want to do it no more. You can't want to go do it. You can't be fighting the demon, trying to get the weed demon off of you, and you want to go smoke the weed. You know what I mean? Every time you feel something, you got a reason to go smoke go smoking weed or go smoke a cigarette. Right? And then you can't give up either. So you got to keep fighting that demon. Ain't nothing wrong with a little fight. Life is warfare. I need one of those shirts. Life is warfare. Life is about warfare. It's about war. We're gonna war with other religions. You're gonna war with the brothers in the street. You're gonna war with the demon with the devil. You're gonna war with demons. You're gonna war with your wife. You're gonna war with your kids. Life is about warfare. So learn it. Learn warfare, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, because you're gonna need warfare. You're gonna need warfare. Because how can you teach a young brother that's coming up in I.S.U.P.K, a young man, to fight his demons, and you ain't never fought not one of your demons in life, right? You still treating women like whores. So how you gonna teach a brother that's dealing with whoredom, right, on how not to be a whore when you can't even beat that demon, right? So that's what it's all about, man. It's all about warfare, so you can conquer your demons and teach the next brother how to conquer his. That's what you have to do, Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. That's brotherhood. That's brotherhood. But first you have to change yourself. Right? I'm just saying. And so we're gonna go to the next scripture. This is Psalms 133 and 1. What time is it? I got a little bit of time. This is Psalms 133 and 1, right? It says, behold, how good and how pleasant, right? It is for brethren to dwell together in unity, right? This is how good and how pleasant for brothers to dwell together in unity. That's that brotherhood I was just talking about. That's that brotherhood I was just talking about. That's what happened last week at Passover weekend. Psh, good night. Good night. Thousand brothers, thousands. So it was thousands of it. It was a lot of people out there. And I ain't never seen so many Black, Hispanic, and Native American people together, right? Without fighting or anything like that. Because there was no fighting or nothing like that. No fist fights. It was dice games. No fighting over no money, no nothing like that. Why? Because we have that moral standard. We just want to be with our brothers and our sisters. Right? So that's what just happened. It was thousands of brothers and thousands of sisters, and there was no fighting. No gunshots, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Meanwhile, I saw in Killeen when they went out somewhere and there was brothers out there shooting up the place. Right? Horrible. So from to leaving that dwelling to leaving that dwelling in unity, right? To go somewhere else and brothers start shooting at each other and fighting each other and stuff like that. That shows you the difference between the I.S.U.P.K and the world. Right? And you know how brothers in I.S.U.P.K over here, right? And then the fake Israelite groups are still in the world because at the unity camps, the so-called unity, those unity camps that the other Israelite groups be having, they still fight there. The police got to be called out there. The police didn't get called out there with us at Passover weekend. It was 4 events, 3 events or something like that. It was 4 events because we had the scripture breakdown class on Thursday. We had 4 days of events, and no police wasn't called nowhere in that. But then the fake Israelite groups have a unity camp, and they got to get the police called out there. Why? Because they're not in the truth. They don't have brotherhood. But in I.S.U.P.K, we have brotherhood. And I wish there was a brother here that said, that's right. Because we have brotherhood here in I.S.U.P.K, but they don't have brotherhood out there in them other fake Israelite groups. Right? Because they'll fight over anything. We're not fighting over nothing here. And if we do have a quarrel with a brother, we do what the scriptures say, take that brother aside. Talk to him. And if that brother's going to hear you, if he does hear you, you gained a brother. If not, go get 2 or 3 witnesses. Right? But we're going to get that issue solved because that's what we do here in I.S.U.P.K. But I don't believe we had any issues there. We was too busy eating lamb and unleavened bread. We was too busy eating lamb and unleavened bread. You know what I mean? Like we was too busy about that. Like, yeah, I'm hungry. That's what we was doing. We was busy about that thing there. So we didn't have no time to be fighting nobody and stuff like that. We had no time to be arguing. We didn't have no time to be trying to fight each other. We didn't have no time for that. We was too busy being brothers and dwelling in unity, right? It is behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell in unity, to dwell together in unity, right? We dwell together in unity. That's the good thing about the I.S.U.P.K. And I ain't never been to an I.S.U.P.K event where niggas was fighting and like, nope, I ain't never seen it. We too busy. Like, hey, bro, that's a nice headband. Oh, you like this headband here? You know what I'm talking about? We too busy. Hey, that's a nice. You know what I'm talking about? Them some nice warband. I mean, there's some nice spikes, man. Some nice arm spikes, man. Oh, you want these here? We too busy doing that to be fighting each other. We too busy dwelling together as brothers and sisters to be fighting each other. Too busy taking pics and trying to memorize the day. Memorialize. Can I say that? We're trying to memorialize the day and taking pictures. Hey, yeah, come get it. You know what I'm talking about? I photobombed a couple of pictures. I seen brothers take a picture. I was like, let me walk by her right here. All right, we good. All right, yeah. I did that a couple of times. You know what I mean? I was working Shamar a lot, so I wasn't even able to take the pictures like I wanted to take the pictures. So I was just getting in where I fit in. You know what I mean? Some brothers was like, "Hey, come get in this. Hey, yeah, come get in this. Hurry up." Yeah, you know what I mean? But hey, it was a glorious time. It was a glorious time for somebody to be young in the truth and see brothers together without nobody fighting. I have never seen that. I have never seen that. In all my life, I have never seen brothers get together and no fighting. Real talk. And that's what and that blew my mind. I can't wait for next year's Passover. But before that, we got fire. We got the Midwest cookout, and you got the down south cookout, and we got the cookout again I don't know where it's gonna be on the West Coast, but it's gonna be somewhere. We got the New York barbecue that we didn't have last year. Hopefully we have it this year. I just can't wait to go to all the I can't wait to go to all the cookouts. I just can't wait to go to all the cookouts. I'm gonna get me a burger and some I don't know, something, but whatever they got. You know what I mean? I might try to bring a whole bunch of chicken or something. Like, yeah, I got bags of chicken. Put them on the grill. You know what I mean? But I know I'm going. I know I'm gonna make it there. Lord willing, I'm gonna make it. Because that's my name. I'm in tune with that. You know what I'm talking about? My name is Kabar, man, a brother of the same mind. You know what I mean? Big brotherhood, and I just can't imagine me not being there. You know what I mean? I got to get there and whatnot, no matter where it's at. So I'm gonna be saving my ducats, paying my tithes, paying my camp funds, saving my ducats, and I'm gonna get there. Ain't that right? We're gonna go to Malachi 2:10. Who is it? I didn't even write down who's in the class or not. This is Malachi 2:10. It says, "Have we not all one Father?" Right, Israel? We all have one Father, right? That's the Lord Power Yahweh, right? The Most High God of Israel, right? The one true living God, right? It says, "One Father." Hath not one God created us, right? That's what we was looking at earlier. How they made that the Lord God made man in His image, or in their image, right? Talking about the Elohim, talking about the angels, and the Most High God created them, right? The Most High God created the angels, and the angels created us, right, in their image, right? So we're all in the same image. It says, "Why do we deal treacherously, every man against his brother?" So why do we deal treacherously with our brothers and our sisters? Always looking for evil ways to get over on one of our sisters or brothers, right? Holding grudges against our brothers and our sisters, like gang members do, like Bloods and Crips do when they need to be coming together, right? So why do we do that? It's because we were destroyed. They destroyed our brotherhood and our sisterhood to where we just trying to get over on one another and be selfish. That's what the Christian church taught us, to be selfish, right? And it says, "Every man against his brother, by profaning the covenant of our fathers," because our fathers made a covenant with the Most High to love each other, right? Or to love the Most High. Our fathers, our forefathers, they made a covenant about that, right? They made a covenant. And it says, "Judah has dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Judah hath profaned the holiness of the Lord, which he loved, and hath married the daughters of a strange God." So that's what Judah did. Judah was married. We marry. We do that now. We marry. We get our money right, and we go marry a white woman or an oppressor. Sorry, or Ammonite woman or a Moabite woman. That's what we do. That's what we do. And really, we need to get a sister, man, and strive with that sister and work it out with that sister and struggle with that sister. That's what we should go do. But we don't do that. We look for the easy way out and go get a woman from another nation. But really, we can be building up our own nation with our own women. Right? We could be dealing with our own women. But no, we want to go deal with another woman, especially when we get rich, especially when we get that $25 million contract, right, with that 1.5 signing bonus. Then that's when we want to go stop messing with our sisters and go mess with a white girl. That's out of line, out of pocket. There's laws against that in Israel. We shouldn't be doing things like that. That's dealing treacherously with your sister. Because you'll be messing with you'll be dealing with your sister the whole time you in college where you broke, and then as soon as you get the money, you leave the sister and go get an oppressor. That's horrible. How come the sister that was with you all through college don't be able to get that money, right? Don't be able to get those benefits of being with you all those years when you was broke, but then now you get money, now you go get an oppressor. And I know she be nagging, but whatever. Deal with it. Don't be so quick to toss your sister aside. Don't be so quick to toss your sister aside. That's your sister. Right? What if somebody dealt with your mother like that? Right. How would you feel? How would they feel? If somebody dealt with your mother like that, your sister like that. So don't be dealing with other men's wives like that. I mean, other men's wives. Don't be dealing with your sisters like that. Don't be dealing with other brothers, sisters, and mothers and cousins and aunties like that. If you don't want nobody to deal with yours like that, it's that simple. It is that simple. And with that, we're gonna end the class. I'm gonna pass the class over to myself. Nah. let me stop. Oh, this is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. Right? We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, a teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must give permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There are another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Number 18, 21, and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the Feast of First Fruits. Starts after the Sabbath of Unleavened Bread, sundown, May 2nd, 2021. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day, which is Sunday, June 20th of 2021. Starts before sundown. You can find this in Leviticus 23rd chapter, verses 10 through 22. Right? If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, scarf. And this concludes the security announcements. And for everybody, stand. Sorry, face the east. First, we're gonna do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malawathquat, Taba'a, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashemayim, Nathanawa, Lanayawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kawawathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawawathnayawa, Wala Allah, Tabayanawa, Basanaiwan, Abal, Hayawashayanawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwat, Wala Allah, Wataparath, Alaya Wanlamyam, Aman. Now in English, Our Father, which art in heaven, holy be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us as we forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. And this concludes class. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Amadu Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Barakatam.
Bluetooth enabled.
All right. Man, where is it at? One second. New phone. Man, ouch. There it is. There it is.
What it do? You know. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. It's Kool-Aid, a nigga that sip the Kool-Aid. That LaFraud, single barrel and Crusade. Got the coke going up on a Tuesday. Roast the false prophet like a gourmet souffle. Cause me no say spirit guy like I.S.U.P.K. Nigga might run up in that black face like Buche. Boycott a cracker. Kill your favorite rapper. Cause I run with G's like a Green Bay Packer. I chop a Christian like a new machete. When you religionist, they look at you like R. Kelly. Still these women wanna do me like I'm Akinelli. West Coast sisters love me like a Machiavelli. Make these crackers lick the dust off my boots. We want no cowards in our camp, but we ain't taking recruits. My crew the livest. Y'all suckers is the jobbers. Niggas run their lives, but they damn sure wouldn't try us. Nah, I ain't the same cat who used to break laws. They just rather see me as the same cause. Some rather remain lost. My brain washed with these stained thoughts. I be repping for my niggas riding for the same cause. Cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, then I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Better ask somebody, bitch. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. nation, I'm a co-leader.